Cavalcade. Notes from a harp had drawn her through the wood to the curious encampment. For a while she stood outside the circle of firelight, hiding in the barred moon shadows of trees. So many people, animals, all together. In the center, beside the fire, a tiger. Not the flame-colored creature she knew tigers to be. This one seemed to be made from moonlight and shadow, a ghost cat. Silver. She watched as people took turns cooking, brushing the white coats of the huge bears, strumming on instruments, bringing a melancholy tune from a bamboo flute. Then she saw a young man walk out of the wood to the heart of the camp. Beside him, a great gray wolf. He sat beside the tiger, leant against its side, and began to play, moving his bow across the strings. The tiger began to purr out a drone note, and together the two made a wild and gentle music. The wolf looked straight at her. The wolf walked across the clearing, stealthy in his step, stalking her. He took her hand gently in his mouth and drew her out of the wild wood and into the circle of light. From that day forward, she was never alone again. From that day forward, she knew she would never love anyone as much as she loved the young man, the tiger, and the great gray wolf. From that day forward, she traveled onwards with the happy band of people and creatures. She had been scared of the tiger to begin with. His eyes, his heavy head, his great claws all spoke of wildness. The young man seemed so at peace in his company, resting easy against the tiger's side. After supper, cooked over the fire, more music filled the woodland, and as the stars turned above them, she filled some of the silences between the music with her own voice, her own story, a song that quickly threaded its way into the young man's heart. And so, before the night was over, before the stars were gone, melted by the light of the morning sun, as the band packed up their camp to move on, he offered her his hand, and she climbed into the back of the great silver cat. She closed her eyes and felt the tiger leaped high into the sky, and while the young man played on, they flew through the constellations. Far below, the forest gave way to a snow-covered land as the cavalcade moved on, for now she was content to travel with them, feeling for the first time in her lonely life that she had a family. Each afternoon they would come to earth to rest for a while. She would sleep, curled warm in the protection of the great cat, her head on his paws, the rhythm of his breathing filling her dreams. Each morning, before the stars set, they would return to their restless journey, riding through the sky, always with music, her head and her heart light with the knowledge that at last she had discovered her path.